Crashdown is just going to be repeatedly used in the lane, try to get that pressure off. You're going to see those attract and repel, really nice counter engages that you can have versus an Alistar tries to headbutt in or pulverize. So I really like the bottom lane matchup in the vacuum on the side of DRX, and I think that it means that the mid prio that we're going to see from Lava that he has to have consistently with the rotations from Talia are really going to be what defines this bottom lane. I think you're going to have to kind of leave Hoya on his own to play defensively, to play safe in the top lane against the Aatrox. He's probably just going to have to sit there and play a solo queue game, but the bottom lane, I think that's where all the attention needs to go for Fred Brion here.
Yeah, we'll see whether the Kalista can reach that mid game that we know she's capable of. A little bit more awkward now with mythic items coming in, putting things back just a little bit, but we've seen with Shield Bow.
Going to take that away, so that's a nice little start here in terms of the Drakes. As meanwhile,
well, Kingen going to get delivered to the turret, which is absolutely not what he wants. Does take the right way out as Lava, once again, taking a bit of damage, but will be absolutely fine. You know, Kingen does lose his flash against Hoya, but he's still farming very effectively up against the Gragas, putting on a lot of pressure, as you can see, is Fred Brion wanting to answer back, but Pioshik does the old walk lazily to the left move, and that one worked out very nicely. Becca delivered back to the rest of Fred Brion, and now Pioshik comes in, end of the line, coming on down as Lava looking to get into position, as Bao diving on forward. Collateral damage not enough to get rid of the cow, but I did like the effort, and I think that it was Bao that managed to pick up that red buff because he does have one.
Yeah.
And that is, that's not necessarily normal.
So they don't get a kill, but really nice trade overall.
That's a big flash engage, and Hoya's just going to look a little bit silly at the back end of this one, but no, he's actually got Umpty, who will turn up and try and save this one, King, and we'll see how many Umbral dashes he has.
Pioshik's
trying
here.
to get in here. In goes Pioshik. It will be Kingen falling down, but can Pioshik actually answer this one back? So far, the answer is no, as Hoya's just trolling him in the minion wave. Oh no, it's the saddest little Graves, as he has to quick draw to get out of the seismic shove, and Hoya is going to make it to safety.
The power of Talia is still real. You really have to respect how quickly she can rotate around the map. She got them a kill. She's gotten them both Drakes because of faster rotation speed. And Lava, where are you, man?
I just took like 3 turret shots, 2 turret shots, but culling is going to be respected, and Lava will walk out with about 200 health. Still, I mean, allow them access to this river, but it looks like the patrol of DRX is going to be working out for now. And this is the Samira fight that I believe DRX are going to be looking for. It is just a back to come down from the Kalista, though, so not really interested in fighting for this Mountain Drake, and Fred Brion understanding they don't have the correct positioning, but don't be kidded, okay?
Well, once again, DRX get disadvantage on the Drake, and they're just going to try to trade it for a Baron. DRX is not going to let this happen. Like, this actually doesn't work. You can't just say, well, if you're going to go to the bottom part, we'll go to the top part. It's not a one-for-one like that.
I mean, it looks like you can. I mean, what are they doing? But here, the Baron is getting taken down extraordinarily low. They've got a Kalista for the lockdown as well. These sticks can be pulled out for a lot of damage. You can see all of them are in there, and that's just a free Baron. I've been in Korea, if you're ever in any of the... we sort of have public gyms sort of thing sometimes. A lot of them sort of like in parks and things like that. But there's often just hula hoops just hanging around. That reminded me of that. As Solka just sort of throws that one in. We've got a Weaver's Wall to break off Pioshik. He does, of course, have his quick draw. He gets over that wall very comfortably. And yes, the pacifism is going to continue.
They have
got a dash, so the Light's never going to be able to find him. Becca now over the wall. Hoya's going to turn up.
There we go.
In. That's going to bring back Pioshik. And finally, there's another kill. The Graves falls down. The culling comes in. Bladewell's great. But the flash forward from Henna, and that is a dead horse clothes lady. And that is 2 kills. Is this just going to be the end of the game?
It could be.
2 kills, and that's it. Fred Brion, no Baron left available, but now they're looking to break open this base. And this gold score starting to really balloon out of control, despite the fact that there hasn't been any action whatsoever. I feel like DRX's trade of Mountain Drake #2 for the Baron.
Taking this advantage into team fights, and that means this game is just going to continue to go on for a lot longer. As Hoya they don't know where he is. Pioshik is comboed here and then knocked in to Lava and Umpty, who will answer that. As you see,
the cast was so beautiful out of Hoya. And of course, you know, mentioning that the game could be over was absolutely being facetious. Because, of course, we don't. But this push down the mid lane with the augmentation of some super creeps is going to be strong. Kingen now finds himself alone as he dives on in. 3-man knock-up with the 3rd Q. Great. as now Becca gets delivered into Hoya. Kingen is going to go down though, but has he bought enough time? I think the answer is going to be no. It's a double kill for Henna. The S rank ain't good enough. Make that a triple. It could be the quadra kill, but no. Hoya is going to steal that one away, and I mentioned that it might have been over before. I think it could definitely be now as Umti puts the last couple of rocks into Rel, and that's going to be your Omen ace.
Very impressive engage here for Fredit Brion. For the first time in this series, they take Baron control vision back. They push mid with the super minions. And this time, they're not just running it down mid. They're forcing an engage in mid that successfully leads to a team wipe. And then bringing this series back to a third game. Players right now. On the side of Fredit Brion, he's actually the one who's making those initiations happen. He's actually the one who's just, all right, I'm going to flank and we're going to actually set up a cask. And you guys will get kills, I promise. It's going to happen.
Oh, God.
We will see kills. We saw very few in this game. But at the end of the day, Fredit Brion, a very, very slow but steady wins the race style of game that they played. And that Baron decision is going to haunt DRX heading into the third game.
That was Fredit Brion versus DRX game number 2, and Bro managed to fight back DRX with Umti back on their lineup. What's your take on the draft? I thought they were going really hard, really starting from their laning phase. Bro picked Lucian Kalista, a very strong lane champions. Because of that, they were able to actually get 2 dragons in a row, but in fact, Lucian doesn't really win Orianna in lane that hard. I want to say it's like 55 versus 45, but Lucian was able to have a decent game and Bro was able to close out the game. Let's take a look at the second phase ban here. DRX banned out Ornn, even though they had Saria on their side. We can say, actually, Ornn can be countered by their Gragas pick, but they were too quick banning out that Ornn. DRX, I think they lacked initiation on their side, so they could have just locked in Gragas or even Ornn on their side. We can conclude that Fredit Brion was able to outdraft the opponent, DRX. So let's take a look at the highlight that happened in the game now. So DRX rotated to the Drake as soon as they cleared out that mid lane wave. So Fredit Brion, they knew it could be a potential soul point for DRX, but they were really bold making that rotation up to Baron. I think that was the start of them gaining this huge momentum. I think Umti is really quick with the decision making as well, and they were able to, you know, first check the vision around the Drake with Talia and Kalista, but Talia and Kalista is not only good at checking the map, but they're also good at this Baron burst and creating the landscape in favor of their side. So that was an easy peasy Baron picked up by Bro. And Edgar's strategy, subbing Umti back in, was also really critical for Bro in order to bring back the series for game number 3. But DRX didn't have effective initiation tools, so they kind of tried to find a breakthrough. So Aatrox actually tried to pick a Kalista, but Gragas saves the team with that wonderful cask. That barrel scattered all of the enemy backline on the side of DRX, so Bro fought back beautifully. So in the next game, we want to give an advice over to DRX. I think they need more initiation tool in order to have a solid spot for team fights. And that's how they kind of win the matches so far. So maybe they should focus on their team fight comp a little bit more delicately. Kingen, he was really sharp with that decision, but Gragas was really smart with that cask as well, so they were able to actually even out that fight. And the POG will go over to Hoya, a back-to-back top laner POG, but this time it's on the opposite side of the map. Hoya's Gragas is actually different from other players because the way he kind of puts the barrels and also the way he kind of casts the ultimate is really on point. So we can see a huge proficiency coming out from this player on this Gragas pick. I think the performance on this champion itself was really doing a lot of things done. I think he's a really talented Gragas player in the LCK. A lot of top laners are actually now trying this pick on the top lane, but some of the players are having success, but some of the players are actually suffering from this pick especially. But Hoya is definitely one of the top tier player on this pick. The way he kind of scatters the opponent, the way he kind of saves his teammates was really on point. So yeah, picked up 6 out of 9 and shared some votes with Umpty as well. In the end of the mic check, we could hear actually the bro bottom duo saying Edgar is really scary. So let's check out whether Edgar brought another stronger strategy for game number 3.